presents the Beat Basement, where you hear from your livest producers, all of them. And this is where it all goes down, where you hear the funky sounds from the producers that's up and coming to Grammy Award winners, all of them. And I'm your host Swish, and we going in, everything going in. On this episode, we got the super producer, man. He's been working for years now, getting his grind on. I got my man Clint Music in the building. What it do?
What's up? What's up?
What it do, man? All right, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a musician, producer, songwriter. Been producing. I know, right? I do a few things.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
But yeah, man. So I guess I started, professionally around 2009 is when I started my production company. Grew up in Ohio, born and raised in Toledo.
Wait. So you started your own company? I don't mean to cut you off. You started your own company?
Yeah,
hey, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Entrepreneurs out here for real.
Yes, sir, man.
That's what it's all about.
So I started that before I finished college in Columbus. Shout out to the Buckeyes, Ohio State, the Ohio State. So yeah, man. So music has always been a passion. Always been around it, and moved down to Atlanta in like 2011 to just take things to the next level. And since then, I've been blessed to work with Grammy Nominated artists such as Tamar Braxton, Case, Tyon T.C. Christian, and a bunch of TV networks. I do a lot of stuff for TV and film. So you probably heard stuff on Love and Hip Hop, Black Ink Crew, The Kardashians, a bunch of other shows. So yeah, man, just working, man, trying to get better every day.
Man, that sounds good, bro. That sounds good. Sound like you cooking. Sound like you ain't came out the kitchen yet.
Nah, man, it's too early to come out. We gotta keep cooking, man.
Got to. So were you let's go back to them Ohio them Buckeye days, man. Was you cooking up then, and what was you doing, man? How was that whole experience though?
Yeah, so it was dope, man. So while I was in college, it was challenging too because I already knew what I wanted to do, but I still wanted to kind of get the degree out the way and kind of get a grasp of some business concepts and marketing concepts. So it helped me there. But while I was there, I was playing for groups and the gospel choir there, African American Voices Gospel Choir. So that's where I was really able to develop musically as a musician. So a lot of growth happened while I was there in Ohio. It's a lot of talent there, you know what I mean? So it was a great place to grow, to learn from other musicians and other people. So I was making music, making beats and through college, and just on that grind, man, just trying to get my grades and still work on my craft. So yeah, that was what I was doing the whole time, just working on music, and studying at the same time. So yeah.
So what, as a musician, let's take a walk down that path, man. Mm-hmm. What do you play, and just inform the listeners how tough it is to be a musician in school. So were you playing in the band?
Yeah, a few different groups. So I was doing a lot of like live shows and gigging and stuff like that. So I started out on drums around 4, played drums up until around 16, and that's when I started picking up keys and piano and things like that. So keys is like my main instrument now, and then later on, I kind of picked up bass naturally, just from playing keys. You kind of know what the bass line is. So I play around with the bass a little bit too. But keys is like my main thing.
Man, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope right there, man. Um, where'd you get the name? Is that that's your name or that's your?
Yeah, Clint, just my last name, man. Just growing up through high school, most people just call me by my last name. So that's what I'm known as is just Clint. Anthony Clint Jr. is the full name, and then my company name is Clint Productions.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I see you running. You running a tour.
Hmm.
But not only that, we're not gonna get into that yet. We're gonna talk about this quarantine names for producers. I peeped that out too, man. That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
You know, you came up with your name yet?
man. So okay, so I had a couple quarantine beat names. One was Chill in the House. Another one was In My Shelter, and then another one was Locked In. So those are the three quarantine names that I came up with while I was creating.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That
it's
sounds
just
all
fun,
right.
man. Something to look back on and be like, I know exactly what I was doing when I created these. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sitting in court, you made history with them beats, though. You know what I mean? Because you can always go back and be like, dude, I was on lockdown, like literally on lockdown when the whole world shut down and cooking these beats.
That's
You got
true.
to get these ones. You know what I mean? These is
Yeah.
classics. For real. For
Yeah.
real. But yeah, Ohio, man, Bone Thugs, when I think of Ohio, you know what I'm saying?
Cleveland. Yep.
Musically. So talented. And then that style, I feel like that style is still being used today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Migos, a lot of different people use it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how'd you get started with producing? Just the band or you was just like, man, I want to cook up.
Yeah, that happened around. I was around 15. Me and my boys, we would just kind of make beats and then just kind of play them for each other. We would use, you know, what was that? PlayStation Music Maker or something like that. Or something, I forget what it was. Some PlayStation program. We used to drag loops around, try and rap over them. You know what I mean? So just playing around. But man, I don't know. I took an interest in the whole process of creating something and seeing it from concept all the way to the finished product where everybody listens to the final product. And I fell in love with that, just that whole process, man. And just growing up listening to dope producers and just wanting to be a part of that process and help artists out. And yeah, that's kind of how it started, man. And I never walked away from it.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Do, do you feel like producers, beat makers should be talented as well as in the mixing and just helping the artists and just all these different, you know, parts, elements that play a role in producing music?
Yeah, man. I always recommend producers to be skilled in multiple areas because you can create multiple streams of income as a producer when you know how to do more. Like if you're not just just I just make beats and this is it. You kind of limit the value that you can give your customers, your clients. You know what I mean? So if you can make a beat, that's dope. But now if you can mix something, you can mix vocals, you can mix a beat. If you ain't making beats, you can offer that service to an artist or even the other producer and just create a whole nother stream of income. And you just add more value to the people you work with. So I absolutely recommend it.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. That's dope. So you like to be in the lab with the artists while y'all creating something?
I mean, it goes both ways. Sometimes, I'm in the lab creating organically from scratch, and then a lot of times, it's me creating the beat in my own zone, and then I shoot it over to whoever I'm working with or to the TV show or whatever, and then they just kind of do their thing from there, and then we just kind of come together on the final product.
Right, right, right. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's dope. Which one do you like most, man? I mean, I know they both bring in the right streams of income.
Yeah, I mean it. I don't know, man. I mean, I like it all. I like it all. I think it really depends on who I'm working with and what I'm working on. Everybody has their own vibe. You know, sometimes, you know, as creatives, a lot of us are introverts, so people like to be in their own space when they create. Um, so I mean, technology allows us to do that. So it's whatever works.
Yeah, yeah, that's dope. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That is really dope. So let me see. Today is Star Wars Day, so may the fourth be with you, my brother. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
you know, I hate to throw that out there, but that is a movie reference. You know what I mean? I might have plugged you with the, you know, with the
Man.
Star Wars. You might have a dope beat to put in there. You know
Yo,
what I'm saying?
hey, bro, that would be history, man. Like I wasn't always a Star Wars fan, but
Me neither.
what was it? A few months ago, my wife, man, she turned me on. Like we started watching Mandalorian, and the joint
Oh
was kind of dope. I'm like,
yeah,
yo, I kind of gotta let me see what the Star Wars is about. And literally, man, we started binging those joints, and just watched it like from beginning to end, and was just putting everything together. And yeah, I think I'm a low key Star Wars fan now. So
me too.
yeah,
Slick, real
dope,
slick.
dope series, man.
Yeah, and then the concept of Darth Vader, just the way he was, that was crazy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That was crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. Like, I mean, because a lot of times you think there's like a bad guy and they're just evil, evil, but you know, you
Right?
kind of see that what his intention was. Like he
Yeah.
still had a motive of trying to help people in a way, but it was just the way he went about it and kind of got reckless. But yeah, it's crazy, man. They did a good job writing that joint. Shout out to
It is. It is.
Lucas, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lucas. Yep. Yep. Shout out. Shout out. So tell the producers, tell the people, where's the which so what's your favorite avenue to advertise or to put your beats on or you know what I'm saying, to get those looks and you know, would you consider Facebook, you know what I'm saying?
As far as advertising, I use a combination of both Facebook and IG. I probably use IG more. I've seen more success from IG, um, just for what I guess for what I do. I just feel like a lot of, I mean, the key to it is putting yourself in front of your target market, and you need to know where your target market spends most of their time. So, you know, especially during this quarantine, man, everybody's on their phone in front of Facebook, Instagram. So it's a great opportunity to advertise on those platforms because that's where everybody at right now. So those are my top two. Instagram probably being number one, just because I don't know, it just works, man. Like it works for me.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's all right, man. That's what it's about, finding your avenue, finding what works for you, man,
that's it.
and utilizing it, using a lot of it's out there for everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. um how was it like beginning, you know, making beats at the beginning? How was it like for you?
For me, I mean, it was always fun, you know what I mean? But when you get to the point where you want to do it on a professional level, as a musician, the challenge for me was toning things down and structuring things so that it can be, I guess, digested and written to. Because you know, I mean, as a musician, I was real musical, so I would hear a lot of melodies, I would hear a lot of things, and I would put everything I heard in a track. So I really had to learn how to balance that musicianship in a way where if a songwriter was to write over my song, it would be room for them to be creative and write their melodies and things like that, and
Right.
allow
So
the vocals to
I
shine.
don't mean to cut you off. Do you start off making your beats using melodies, or I mean, is that something
Chord,
that you grew into, or
yeah, yeah. I
okay.
start everything with chords or a progression or something first. It's usually like the progression of the chords, and then I'll probably add drums, and then like a melody or something will probably be like the last thing I'll add, and I'll just
Man,
try to.
that's crazy. That's crazy to me because you started off. That was the first thing you started off. First instrument you started with was drums. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's all right, man.
Yeah.
What is your favorite instrument?
It's keys, man, hands down. That's what I'm known for. You know what I mean? When you listen to
Okay.
my music, you can tell like I play keys. Like everybody can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. What you think makes a good producer or a dope producer?
That's a good question, man. I think what makes a dope producer is the ability to have a vision, the ability to lead, because you have to lead an artist, through a session, and every artist is different. You can't talk to every artist the exact same way because they respond differently to different things. Like some artists, you can just tell them straight up, like, "Yo, that sucks. Do it again." You can be hard on them, and some artists, you may have to make it a little sweeter. You know what I mean, to get the results that you want as a producer. So I think a good producer knows how to get the best performance out of an artist, uh, how to create an emotion if you're scoring for TV and film, how to create music that pulls on certain emotions, you know what I mean, for certain scenes. And that's not easy to do. So, I think if you can do that, um, I think you're dope. And then I guess just kind of leaving room and getting out the way and letting the artist shine, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and do your thing without, you know, doing too much musically.
That's all right. Hey, you can outshine the artist every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong. It's
You got
happening a lot
you get
nowadays, bro.
you got yeah, you gotta do it tastefully, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I like to pick
Definitely.
little spots in songs, like, certain spots where I can add my little, you know,
Right.
runs and all that stuff. So yeah.
Right. And that's why I think producers added those their tags as much as they do now. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm here, recognize me too, you know what I'm saying? Because you bobbing your head all day to the beat.
That's true.
I'm gonna let you know who I am now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's good for branding.
Yeah, it is. It is. Do you have a producer tag?
I don't. Um, I
Oh,
mean, I
no.
mean, so okay, so I have a BeatStars as well. So there's a tag on there, but once you like purchase a beat, it goes away. So I've never really done the tag thing. And the reason why is because I do a lot of stuff for TV and film, and they hate tags.
Yeah.
So to just completely avoid that, I don't put it on there.
Okay. What's the most important thing when making a beat?
Hmm. It depends on what I'm making it for,
Okay.
So it's two sides. If I'm making a beat for an artist, the most important thing for me is making sure I leave room for the artist, or the songwriter, who's ever putting vocals and melodies over it. That's going to be the most important thing. If I'm making a track for TV, it's going to be making sure the sounds that I'm using isn't going to distract from the dialogue that's happening on a TV show or a movie.
Right.
Excuse
Right.
me. So yeah, those are the two most important things. Um,
Yeah. What software do you use?
Logic Pro, and I,
That's
I use Pro Tools if I'm cutting vocals. I use Pro Tools, but for the most part, Logic.
What is it about Logic that you go to?
The workflow, it's just for create music. I don't know. I started using it probably 2010, something like that, 9, 10.
Oh, so
And
what was you using before that?
I was using Pro Tools. I used Reason for a little bit. I was using Reason and Pro Tools around the same time. Um, but then yeah, man, I learned Logic, and then I stuck with it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Let's see. Um, what's the proper etiquette to use when sending beats to anybody?
Uh, It depends on who you sending to. I always say don't start off just sending like 50 tracks to somebody's email. Like, don't do that. Like, I don't do it. So that's rule number one. But I mean, just approach people like people. You know what I mean? Like, don't be that spam bot just hitting people up like, "Yo, you won't regret listening." It's like nobody wants to hear that.
Right.
Reach out to them, be personable, be yourself, and say, look, like this is what I do. I'm interested in working. Again, it's going to depend on who you sending to. What you're saying, how you phrase it, but just be approachable. Don't spam. Don't fill up their inboxes with tracks. Allow them to extend the opportunity to send music, and then let them tell you how they want it. And yeah, like Brom said, do your research. Know who you're reaching out to. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can do research and learn something about somebody to where when you do reach out, you can connect with them on a personal level because you knew something about them just from your research that you can drop in that email, and then they're like, "Yo, like this dude did his research. He knows who I am. He knows my work." And you just increase your chances of them actually looking at your and reading your email. So that would be, my advice.
That's what's up, man. Hey, let the listeners know who all you've worked for and worked with, and what you had, hand in.
Um, let's see. So when I first started out, my first major exposure, I guess, or experience was Music Soul Child. That kind of got the ball rolling as far as me just continuing to pursue it. The record didn't get placed, but we worked on it, and that gave me a push. And then from there, worked with Tamar Braxton, um, Tyon Christian, also known as TC, Dondria Nicole, Case. Um, let's see, keeping up as far as TV shows, keeping up with the Kardashians, Thursday Night Football, Black Ink Crew, Loving Hip Hop.
Yeah. So you about to get that spot with Kanye then soon. You about to get that collab, you and him.
Hey, let Kanye know I'm ready if he wants
All
to.
right.
All right, I'm
All right.
here, man.
Definitely.
But yeah,
Definitely.
man, and a bunch of other shows. I can't I
Right.
can't keep up with everything, but yeah, man, absolutely.
So who would you like to work with that's out there now? Or who, what TV show, label? Any-
Um, I don't know. I want to do some movies, man. I really want to do. I want to do some movies. Um, I know Black Panther would be something dope to work on, or at least have something placed on.
They are coming out with a part two.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. Yeah, that
So
should
that
be dope.
that would be super dope. As far as artists, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I'm open to work with anybody who's dope, anybody who I vibe with. Soulful singers. I love working with dope vocalists. Um, her is a crazy dope artist.
Yeah.
She play everything already, so I don't even know if there's room for me, but but she would be
Right.
dope. She would be dope to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your style? What's your style though? Let them
R&B,
know.
soul, trap soul, that whole lane. Yeah.
That's dope, man. Well, you
Yeah.
gotta create a Star Wars / Cinco de Mayo / soulful type, trap beat for
I
some
know,
type of beat. It ain't gotta be trap.
right?
uh, what what do you think about Live Nation not giving refunds to fans who bought tickets for their artists?
Yeah, I knew
Um,
nothing about that. Really?
yeah, yeah. I
Dang.
mean, yeah, because of COVID, you know what I'm saying? If you paid in advance for a ticket, they are not trying to give up that money. So, it's
So
still a work in progress.
I
What
don't
you
I
think?
don't I don't agree with that
Nah,
fully. Like I understand there's costs associated with, processing tickets or whatever. So at least give them the majority, take out whatever fees, the little fees they add when you purchase a
Right.
ticket, but
Right.
give them, the majority of the money back. Because if you ain't going to the show, you ain't experiencing it. I don't think that's right. I know a lot of companies, man, they've been real lenient with offer. I've had to give partial refunds because the tour was it was physical. Like I was going city to city and having sessions in studios, and we can connect on a personal level, but it had to go virtual. So if you wanted to still attend the virtual one, I gave people like 50% off rip, just because I mean it's only right. You change the experience. You have to compensate people accordingly. I only think that's fair.
Yeah. And it's hard times right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people not
Absolutely.
working. So yeah,
Exactly.
I didn't
Exactly.
understand that neither, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell the listeners about your tour though, man. What is it? It's the Road to 10 Placements tour.
Yeah. So the Road to 10 Placements tour is focused on getting in the TV and film sync licensing lane of the music business. So literally it's I limit it to only 15 slots per date because I want to be able to share as much information as possible, and I don't hold back. So I try and share as much information as possible to get people started and give them insight to like the exact steps that I took to start getting music on MTV, BT, VH1, CBS,
Did
NBC,
you
all
did you
these
take
networks.
classes? Did you take business classes when you was in Ohio or?
I took like consumer marketing, some marketing classes and things
Because
like
this is a
that.
lot of stuff that producers need to know about, man. They really need to know about your tour and your class, bro.
Yeah.
Cause that's some big stuff you talking.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, so during these sessions right now, they're all virtual. So literally anybody from around the world. Last week we had somebody from Canada, from Australia. So literally anywhere around the world, you can join one of these dates, and we talk about music production, music licensing, music business. We talk about different deal structures to look out for in music licensing. Sometimes we get questions on just how to structure your business, your music production business, and we just dig deep, man. And the first five for each date, who grabs their slot, I give them my Road to 10 Placements PDF and audio course free. So just a ton of value, man. Just trying to help producers who don't know about this stream of income for music, just helping them get the knowledge that they need to get out there and start shopping their music.
That's dope, man. That's
Yeah.
dope. That's real dope, man. What's your main goal with music?
Man, music, man, is just touch people's hearts and help as many people as possible, man. And just use this gift that God has given me to help and inspire other people.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Straight to it. Straight with it.
absolutely.
That's all right, man. Um, Tell the listeners a story about hip hop that you won't forget ever.
And a story about hip hop.
That you went through, your first experience or whatever, anything.
Okay. Man, okay, so I guess I'll talk about I guess I'll talk about a personal experience I had with producer teams and producers and things like that. So was working with the producer, and we were in the makes of just kind of creating this whole team. We would just bang out tracks and send them and just build from there. So something happened, man, where I had some sessions on my computer, on my laptop, that I was working on. Haven't shared with anybody. It was on my laptop, still working on it. And I remember the day I went over there because he was installing some stuff on that joint, and I remember I had to leave to go to a rehearsal because this was back when I was gigging and doing live shows and things. So I had a rehearsal to get to. So I left my laptop there. Stupid me. So some weeks went by, and the guy shoots me an email. It's like, yo, like, I want you to finish this beat. You know, do your thing or whatever. So I'm listening. I'm like, this is my beat. Like, why? How you gonna send my stuff to me to finish? And I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the session because I made a typo, right? So I'm typing. I made a typo and I capitalized like the R on crash or something like that. And I remembered it because I looked at it. I was like, oh, that's a typo. Like, whatever. I don't care. And it stayed like that. Nothing changed. So it was like, literally, like, it was my session stripped down and sent back to me to finish. And pretty much at the end of the day, I confronted him about it. He denied it, tried to come up with an excuse. I immediately stopped working with him. I'm a man of integrity, man. I don't play that, dude. Like, I can't work with somebody I don't trust. I just there was no excuse, you know what I mean? So that was that experience, and it just taught me to be vigilant, man. And because I give everybody a benefit of a doubt until you give me a reason not to. So he gave me a reason not to, man. And no hard feelings, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't dog him out or anything. I just told him we won't be working together moving forward. You know, I'm not gonna speak bad or put your name, you know, under the bus or anything like that. But you know, I just can't be associated with you. But yeah, that was probably, you know, one of my industry experiences with you know, just working with people, man. My session, man, he sent it to me to finish. I was like, wow.
Nah, the nigga had the audacity to do that. That's what I'm tripping on.
Yeah, man.
That's
Crazy stuff. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. Who got you into music? You know, starting off. Who, you know what I'm saying? Who?
My parents, man. It was all around me. Like, I grew up in church. So I mean, my mom
That's the story of
sung.
all the producers. Every producer I interviewed.
It's hard to get
Everybody.
away from music, man. Growing up. So my grandma was a piano player, organist. You know, I got uncles who are musicians, singers, aunts who sing. Um, so yeah, man, it was all around me. It was inevitable.
Dang. So it ran deep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real deep,
Like
man.
third generation musician.
Whew.
Yeah.
Whew, that's crazy. That's crazy. What are 3 must-haves in the studio?
Oh, good keyboard / MIDI controller for me. Keys got to feel right. Some good monitors, and a computer that can handle, you know, your software and your plugins and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about producers coming up with these plugins and all these beat packs?
I think it's dope. I mean, it allows other producers like myself to be creative, man, and you know, just keep that inspiration going.
Yeah, yeah. That's all right, man.
Yeah.
So you make your living just producing?
Yep. I do music. I do IT work as well. But producing music, that's like the bulk of my incomes. Absolutely.
That's good. That's good. That's good, man. Are you ready to get back out there? Like, I know you said you tour. You ready to get back out there after quarantine's over, or
I'm
after?
taking it slow, man. I'm taking it slow.
Right.
For the
You
rest of
got
the year, I think the tour is gonna stay virtual. I have a family, so I gotta think about my fam first and make sure they're safe. Even though we're low risk, you know, I don't want
yeah.
to unnecessarily expose them to anything. So I think for the rest of the years, I'm gonna just keep it virtual.
Right, right, right. I know you seen them folks turning up in ATL.
Mm-hmm.
The other night, as soon as Governor Kemp lifted the the stay at home thing,
Yeah, man.
folks is going crazy out there, man.
You just gotta be smart, you know.
Yeah, you have to, man. You have to. You have
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, man. Let's see what else we got for you, man. Let's see. I done about we done about covered everything now.
Yeah, man. Good questions.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, thanks for having me. Thanks for being on the show. You know, all of that, man.
Likewise, bro.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Yeah, that's about it, man. So without further ado, you know what I'm saying? If you want to cook up, let's cook up. Get the folks something. Get the folks something live.
Man, y'all want to hear something? Let me see.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I've been on this. Let me see if I can pull up something. I've been on this jazzy vibe lately.
You can't go wrong with jazz.
Yeah.
A lot of people been drinking too. So you know,
Hey, man,
that go hand in hand with that jazz.
It's a good time to relax, man.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Take a load off. Stop stressing about everything that's going on.
Right. So it was some good. I feel like it was some good in the quarantine as well. You know what I'm saying? As the bad, you know, as well as the bad. It gave everybody a break. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
From the everyday hustle and bustle.
Right. Yeah. Let me get my monitors on.
All right. It's the cook up. Time for the cook up. I hope y'all ready. You got your ears on. Hey, listen to the dopest songs, dopest beats. Clint music. We going live. Jay Tobin presents the beat, baby. I'm your host, Swish, if y'all ain't know. Everything going in.
All right. Let's play this joint. This is y'all one of the first to hear it. I think I might have worked on it a little bit on the live a couple nights ago, but I finished it up like yesterday, something like that.
Okay. Them chords sound good.
Appreciate it, man.
Right on.
So that's a little bit of that one, man. That's what I've been working on.
Okay, man. Yeah, that was it.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad we was able to hear it, and it wasn't like Teddy Riley's and Babyface's.
Yo, shout out to Teddy though, man. Like Teddy's a legend, but man, they had to get that sound together. That was horrible.
Man, that was horrible. That was horrible. And Babyface was sitting there. I know he was sitting there like, I got this nigga. I got him.
Hey, but both of them was having audio issues on the first one.
True.
But it is what it is, man. It gave us something to laugh about.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Well, that's what it do, Clint Music. Sure. Let the folks know where they can reach you, where they can get your beats, all that good stuff.
Indeed. So if you're not following me, you can follow me at Clint Music here on Instagram. You can hit the link in my bio if you want beats. The website for beats is Clint Beats with a Z.com. And yeah, man, that's where it's at.
All right. All right. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all. You know what I mean?
Thank you guys.
Yeah, we do it for y'all. All right, man.
All right. Peace, bro.
All right, peace, bro.